OBS is just being weird, but it's working now. That's not the right map screen. Though. That one?
We didn't leave off on the ship?
That's the right map screen. No, it was using the wrong monitor. It was using DM screen, not the other monitor that I have for the actual stream. No, you're back on the. You're still on the ship. I have the recap here for you. No, you're not getting the DM screen. Yenor over here trying to get you guys access to the DM screen.
Really? Who of us would actually see it though? Which one of us is watching the stream?
You say that as if we didn't put her up to it.
All right. Welcome, fellow adventurers, nerds, and neurodivergents. Sit back, stay hydrated, and prepare yourselves for tonight's adventure. We were sick with the COVID last week, or at least one of our players was, so we had to take a break and get better, and not get sick ourselves. We are back on time and on schedule, so without further ado, last we left off, the investigators made preparations for the evening. Yenor and Lala got to some shenanigans with Poppy to prank Joachim. Deedle spent some time attuning to her new axe, and eventually Joachim returned with some strangers and Kraka. Upon returning, he found his room in disarray with Poppy sleeping. He scared her awake and threatened her. Yenor was pissed at this and threatened him back. They both gave each other attitude and silent treatment the rest of the eve. This did not stop the shenanigans, however. They cooked food, ate, shared with the strangers, and got some more information. They did need to call Lady Wren and Bavin a few times for assistance. Throughout the evening, there was nothing eventful until Yenor began opening the chests of valuables. Upon inspecting them, she found a false bottom. Releasing it, she found sniffleshade and her blood went cold. She began waking up Joachim aggressively and subsequently everyone else. Joachim ran to get help half-dressed and with one sock. Meanwhile, Kraka began making 2 batches of tea, while Lala and Deedle guarded the area in front of Yenor. The strangers were all still sound asleep. That is where we're going to pick back up. We have Joachim just getting back to the ship with Bavin and Wren, Lady Wren at the top deck and a sleeping Poppy. The rest of you are all on the lower deck. Yenor's kind of draped herself over the chests with her longsword out guarding them. She's not really tall enough to touch the floor while draping herself over the chest, so she's just kind of sitting there with her legs over the other one. We'll kick it off with Joachim, as you have Lady Wren and Bavin in front of you.
Yep. Again, just because of the urgency of the situation, I would be leading them both down to where Yenor and the chests with the sniffleshade are.
It is very early in the morning, Captain Joachim. I hope this trip was worth it.
Believe me, man, it is. And again, I would just kind of be showing them down as quickly as I can. And then once I got them down to where Yenor is, I would then go back upstairs and get dressed quickly so that I can go back downstairs because I'm half dressed.
You are half dressed. You did find 2 shoes, but you only have 1 sock.
Yep.
All right.
Is the tea done?
No, you had at the end of last session. You had just started preparing to make it, so it is still, both batches are still being made.
Okay.
It's not quite done yet. The water's heating up, but it's not there yet.
As soon as it's done, I'm gonna present Ren and Bavin with some tea.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Okay. Lala, you would be the first to hear and see Joaquin coming downstairs, followed quickly by Lady Ren and Bavin. Bavin's kind of hanging back as he notices the strangers are still down there. So he's kind of just keeping an eye on them and on the really only entrance from this lower level out. You are standing in the walkway, Lala, so they'll either have to move around you or you move to let them in.
Have you come to see the egg hatch? That was sort of
I'm
just
sorry,
directed
what was she, what egg are you talking about? Joaquin, you called us here on urgent matters, and she's talking about an egg.
Don't pay attention to the child. And I point her to Yenor, and then I just give Lala a dirty look, and then I minor illusion, kind of like a big yellow would be smiley face, but instead it's kind of giving like angry raspberries, like.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Can I attempt to trip him as I let them walk by?
It depends, Joaquin. Are you also walking through, or are you just pointing?
I'm pointing because I still have to go back upstairs and finish getting dressed.
That's right. Okay. So you run back upstairs past Bavin, and I'll say you're back in your room here.
Well, I would do that only after I was sure that they saw Yenor and that they were walking directly in her direction.
Yes, they're walking towards her now. Well, at least Lady Ren is. Bavin's kind of still hanging back as a imposing presence. Miss Lala, may I pass to see what your friend has back there?
She has a bunch of jewels she won't give me. Lala will step aside.
I'm sure we can work out the jewels part of this after we're done, and if not, I will personally give you some from the Lantana treasury.
Ooh, sparkly.
And Bavin kind of just stands there. Joaquin, since you're half-dressed, you have to get another halfway undressed to finish redressing yourself.
Yep, takes a little longer.
So it's gonna take a little bit. You're gonna be up there for a couple minutes. Yenor, Lady Ren walks in after the exchanges that just happened. We were called. It's very early. You said that you were told him to tell us something about Sniffleshade.
Do you guys not look at what you actually have? And I'm gonna flick the lid open with the heel of my boot.
Which lid? You're sitting on both of them.
Well, no, because my legs are just draped, so I'll just move my legs.
Okay.
And flick it open with my heel.
Okay.
To reveal all of the drugs.
Okay. Unfortunately, I have just gotten to this city not but a few days ago and am putting out very many fires.
Well, there's another one for you to put out here.
She just looks at the Sniffleshade and looks back up at you and looks around. Bavin, come here for a second. Can, Investigator Greybreeze, can you have some of your companions watch the, entrance to the passageway here?
I'm gonna grab a small handful of the gems off the floor.
Okay.
And I'm going to lightly toss them at Lala. And ask if she can watch it.
Lala, I'd say you add another, I don't know, What's a handful of gems?
Like 9 emeralds.
9 emeralds.
Okay. She quickly counts them in her hand, very pleased, and says, "Absolutely, will do," and will plant herself on top of them, splayed across like a chicken roosting. Just
All right, so you're there. Deedle, are you going to stay where you are in the corner, or are you going to do anything else?
And try to like peek over their shoulders and see like if I could see any kind of like hallmarking or anything like on the sniffle shade.
Okay. Go ahead and make just an investigation check for me.
Maybe.
I'm going to be watching her very closely while she does this.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay.
Actually, no, insight.
Computer's being very laggy.
That is a natural 20.
Everyone gets an inspiration.
Woo woo!
Can you beat my 26?
Oh, she's not trying to beat it. You're just rolling that to keep an eye on her.
I want to know what she's looking for.
You want to go ahead and give me a roll for that one because my computer's just not doing what it's supposed to do today.
Okay. It's the rain. It's fine. Facebook wouldn't let us go live, so. What did I tell you to do? A perception check, right? No, investigation.
Investigation.
Investigation. Oh! Oh!
Oh, what do I do? Roll one? I
Oh!
can't see.
Oh! I just sent it
No.
to everyone. It's a 2.
Oh.
So you got a 5.
Yay.
Oh, I see that she sees nothing. Got it.
I see nothing.
So you, Yenor, see her looking like doing the like the box, like the head moving in 4 corners, trying to peek over her shoulders. Like, and she's like doing the cat neck stretch, like when our cat doesn't want to go outside, but her neck gets 3 times longer so she can sniff outside. She doesn't see anything. Deedle, there are too many people in this room, and you are too far away to see much of anything at this present
Okay.
moment.
I tried.
Yes, Lady Wren. We need to call some special investigators to handle this situation. I don't think we can trust the current government in this city. Investigator Graybreeze, do you have any investigator contacts you would like to lend us?
are we contemplating? Because I suddenly can't hear anybody.
Yes, she asked me a question. Off above
Okay.
table, she asked me a question.
Gotcha.
Alright. I tell her of my wife and father, then, for the Onyx Accord.
Ah. I think... You see her start thinking for a second, like she's gotten lost deep in thought momentarily. What? Do. While I look through all my notes to figure something out. There it is. Devdan! You're talking about Sir Devdan.
Yeah, that's Daddy.
Not. It's not. It's who you call Dad, but it's actually your stepfather.
Don't rub it into my face.
But yes, Sir Devdan. He has helped us out before. We can reach out to him and see what services he can provide. Bavin, I will leave what we do with the sniffleshade up to you. I'm going to go back to my chambers and make a phone call to my mother. I trust you. Can you what?
Lala just yells, "Can we sell it?"
Yenor yells back, "No."
No.
Yes, I'm inclined to agree with the investigator here that there's no selling of drugs. But I will leave Bavin here and my guards that have accompanied us that are currently keeping an eye out around your ship to make sure no one tries anything. And as she's going to leave, Kraka, your tea kettles start whistling and boiling. Uh-oh, you sound robotic. And Joaquim, that sounds better, Kraka. You are done getting dressed.
Oh, sorry.
So Joaquim, you head back downstairs, and you hear the tea kettles whistling.
Oh. Tea's on.
All right, Kraka, your tea is done.
I hurry up and I get everybody a cup and I serve everybody and I proceed down and I wait at the doorway to our guests to watch them to make sure they don't walk in on us.
The 3 strangers, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'll be sitting right there waiting for them to just with the tea.
Okay.
I wanted to do that during the meeting, but I guess the tea was still cooking there the whole time, and I was.
Yes. Yeah. This was a very short conversation.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kraka, for this delicious tea. You should be commended for your tea making ability. She sets the glass down.
Thank you.
I know. I hate it when people serve me undercooked tea, but he always gets it just right.
I mean,
I don't think you're supposed to cook tea. Steam it? I don't know. Captain Sue, I'm leaving Bavin here to oversee the drugs. I will be making some important phone calls.
Can I whisper to Lady Wren real quick? I would just kind of whisper. It's like, excuse me a moment. What? Starts talking to himself.
What?
What happens if he starts talking to himself again? Is that okay?
Oh. Oh. Yeah, he's not talking to himself, I promise you of that.
Oh, okay. We won't worry then.
You are
We just kind of
familiar
perform
with magical objects, yes?
I am.
Being a magic practitioner yourself. He seemed to have gotten himself on a rather harmless sentient one.
Would I be able to sense which, as far as which item that he has on his person is the sentient one?
I mean, you could go ahead and try to make an Arcana check. But you'd also have to have Detect Magic up.
Okay, I can do both because detect magic is free for me. So detect magic and then dirty 20.
I'd say you'd be able to tell a sentient magic item has a very wavy signature for the type of energy that it gives off versus standard magic items that maybe aren't sentient or aren't like artifacts which don't have this type of wavy rippling energy. So you tell it's most likely his hat.
So I look up. So as Lady Wren says this, I look over at him and then I just kind of narrow my eyes and just instinctively cast detect magic, and that's where I'll see these ripples, and I'll say, "Oh,
Yeah,
interesting."
it's
Okay.
it's a snarky personality that's in that item of his. Very harmless. It just gives him some additional help from time to time.
Understood.
But I must be on
Thank you
my
again
way.
Thank you for coming by so quickly.
She nods and disappears. Okay, Yenor. What would you like to do with these drugs? You're the one that found them. On a ship that is flying under the Onyx Accord flag. Technically, it falls under Onyx Accord jurisdiction, not ours, the second that it landed on your ship. So you have full authority to tell me what to do with these drugs.
Is there a way that we can detect where they came from? Mr. Magic User.
Unfortunately, the drugs aren't magical in nature. However, lucky for you, I am an alchemist as well. I may be able to do so with the proper lab equipment. Oh, shut up, you! And he starts playing with his hat again, flicking it.
Well, these boxes were made to be hidden, which means they probably went through customs fairly normally. So shouldn't there be shipping labels on them? Somewhere.
Would they have kept track of that?
These
Who authorized that it's these crates to get onto my ship?
These crates came from this confiscated warehouse of the city of Fear Day.
Right, but whatever ship they were on, they usually would have stamped them. At least at the minimum to make them not look so conspicuous.
The ship that these came from, we were told by... One second. By Executor Pardon that they were confiscated from gem smugglers.
Gems my ass.
There's lots of gems in them, is there not?
I'm just gonna like gesture at the powder. There's a lot more drugs than gems. There's so much drugs. I want to speak to Hard On.
That's going to be challenging.
Why?
As Executor Pardon, Praetor Oldenfield, and Envoy Huvum have been unreachable as of last night.
Well, then we better go find them. Would you like to collect a sample of the drugs to do your tests for? Remember, it doesn't go up the nose. That's not how you test it.
You see him pondering for a moment. Then he pulls out this just official looking case, and he opens the case, and there's like a stamp book and a writing pad, and it has the Lantana family crest on it. I currently do not have time to analyze the drugs and chase after fugitives. At this present moment, I have to go report them to Lady Wren. They are fugitives, as they are the ones that released these chests.
Would our sending stones still work right now? It should be 24 hours, right?
It's the morning, and you use them later in the day. Like after lunch. You still have some time.
And I send you with a mason jar of drugs to test later. I'm sure there's a mason jar somewhere.
He starts scribbling and stamp and then tears and then scribbles and stamps and tears, and he does that 3 more times. Then he holds them 5 times total. He holds them and he chants something, and they start glowing, and the crest comes off of the page and becomes a physical manifestation of the crest, a metal crest. And then he holds his hand out, and they kind of just float down into his hand. These go with your papers. He hands you the 5 sheets of paper. All 5 of you, and he yells and looks over at Kraka, have been deputized by the Lantana family. Don't, and he looks at Lala, make me regret this. And then he hands you the 5 Lantana crests.
I stick it all in my pocket.
Then he looks at the sniffleshade. He takes one of the sealed pouches of it. I will take this back to my lab and hopefully figure out where it came from. He then begins just using arcane magic to clean up the gems and put them all in a pile. And then he puts all the sniffleshade together. And then he takes all the gems and puts them in one chest. And he takes all the sniffleshade and puts it in the other chest. Closes it, locks it. And then you see him just do a bunch of hand motions on it. And then this and purple arcane glow lights. That chest is now sealed. Only someone with the Lantana crest can open it. You are to deliver that to the Onyx Accord.
Okie doke. Now can we go find Executor Hardon?
Unfortunately, with you carrying this much drugs on your ships, I'm going to have you guys embark on your journey. And I will get in contact with you once we find the fugitives.
Just gonna glare at him. You take all the fun out of it.
You have your own alternative objective as well.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Besides the fact that we have to prepare to fight a vampire lord, supposedly, you also have a fact-finding quest that you're going on.
Just get off the boat.
He looks around and he looks at you, Lala. Do not abuse your new privileges.
Wouldn't think of it, Doc.
I'll keep the kid under control.
He just a big sigh, just like disappointed big sighs, like something's gonna go wrong sigh. Just keep the damage low if something goes wrong.
No blowing up buildings. Got it.
And then he just... We will get to the bottom of this.
Lala accidentally purposefully knocks her teacup over onto the box. Oops.
The locked one? The one he just arcane locked?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Just
A bubble around the chest appears and deflects your teacup.
fancy. Can I drink the tea bubble?
Can you what?
Can I drink the tea bubble? Or does it like just fall to the floor?
It just falls to the floor. The tea doesn't then become part of the bubble.
Darn.
I would also suggest not traveling with strangers.
Trust me, I'm gonna handle the strangers.
Would you like my guards to stand by?
Oh, they don't scare me.
No, you handle Queefrina, we'll handle the strangers.
Another big disappointed dad sigh. Just the whole chest and diaphragm. Oh, stop laughing, you, and he smacks his hat. I know it's funny, but I can't laugh.
You absolutely can laugh. We won't tell.
Also, it's not like she's good at her job or anything.
Yeah, really.
I will take your comments into consideration with Lady Wren. Just arcane mist with little confetti streamers left in his place. Kraka, while this is going on, the three strangers are still sound asleep.
Alright, and it's like, is it still morning or is this like...
Yes. Like, this was early morning. Like, Lady Wren hadn't had a cup of tea or coffee yet.
Alright, well... The meeting or whatever didn't want them to walk in on is settled now, so... everybody hungry?
I'm gonna walk over to the oldest and I'm gonna lightly tap her with my boot.
Okay. I'll go there. Kraka, you're like on the other side of the ship, so I don't know who you were asking if anybody was hungry.
I was trying to be loud enough, but I wasn't.
So you just asked yourself if anybody's hungry.
Basically.
Yeah, no one responds, and you take that as either they didn't hear you or they're ignoring you. It's up to you which way you take that. But you see Yenor walk over here to you.
Well, I take it that nobody was hungry, so I'm just was gonna go cook something for myself. But I see Yenor and like, hey, I'm gonna go cook some food. Are you hungry?
Yeah, why don't you make enough for everybody, buddy?
The strangers too, or no?
No, I'll take care of their next meal.
Gotcha.
There. You walk back. You're gonna pass Joaquim, Lala, and Deedle on your way to the kitchen.
I'm making food, guys. If you're hungry, it'll be ready in about 10, 15 minutes, maybe. 10, 15 minutes.
All right. And now, what are you doing, Yenor?
Well, I tapped the oldest with my foot to wake her up.
Just a groan and like a twitch.
I crouch down, firmly grasp her shoulder, and shake.
Leave me alone, Mom. Just kind of batting your hand away.
I'm gonna lean in real close to her ear. Do you want gold to feed your siblings or not?
She kind of just. It's so early.
Yeah, well, we're leaving, so you gotta go.
We could come with you. It looks like you need some extra hands on this ship.
I'm gonna look her dead in the eyes and say, I know what you did. Do you think that's smart?
She kind of looks at you. Looks at her siblings that are still. They're kind of rustling around now, and looks back at you, and then you see the wheels are turning. Yeah, it's just half asleep still. Alright. I gotta get them up.
I'm going to very sneakily hand her like 75 gold pieces. You guys need to eat, don't you?
This'll feed us for like a year.
Yeah, you also need to sleep, though, so.
Okay. Alright. Okay. Thank you. She pockets the 75 gold. Starts waking up her brother and her little sister. Oh God, it's early. Yeah, why are you waking us up this early? Come on. We gotta go. Kind of just get up, adjust their clothes. Like, they didn't bring any sleep anything with them. They just kind of adjust their clothes a little bit. Alright. Thank you for your hospitality.
She's just gonna stare at her silently.
Lala and Joaquim, you see the three strangers getting up and start to climb the stairs, and they kind of just look at you, and then the oldest says, "Thank you also for your hospitality."
Yeah, I'm glad we were able to help. It was kind of a ruckus craziness outside the gates last night. Take care, okay?
If you're ever back around the city, or any of the nearby coastal cities, you should look us up.
Will do.
And she kind of just disappears. Walks off the ship. You see, well, are any of you following them as they walk off the ship?
I am.
So, Yenor, you would see that Bavin did leave behind some of his guards, and as they walk off the ship, the guards kind of just tail behind them to make sure they get back to where they're going and not cause a scene. Now what are you all doing? I know Kraka's cooking. Lala's happy with some more gems. Deedle's kind of awkwardly standing in a corner, and Joaquin, I'm pretty sure you're still waking up.
Yenor also didn't tell me how long I was supposed to guard them for, so I figured.
This is true. You're still just guarding. You're in guard mode.
Yes, I'm guarding.
I'm going to tell Joaquin that we need to make a stop at Curag Island.
Okay.
I think that's what my notes say.
Yes, Curag.
And then I'm going to yell down that Lala is good to stop now.
I'm gonna look at my maps and stuff so that I can try and plot a course.
Okay.
Chirag Island from where we are currently.
So you're gonna have to go back upstairs, where Yenor's standing at the top of the stairs, and go into your captain's quarters and pull out your maps.
As I do that, I'll look back at Yenor and say, "Let me know when the food's ready, because I'm starving."
I head down to the kitchens.
You go down, and Lala, are you still just sitting in the doorway, or because you heard her say that you can stop guarding now?
I guess. Well, unguard.
Were you unguarding too?
I don't know. What are we doing today?
Leaving. We're heading out.
Do we have supplies?
Yes.
They refilled our ship, right?
Oh, that's right.
Yes, the ship was fully resupplied.
Then I guess ship's duties. Lala will grab some food to go, like she can eat while walking, and go up above board to start preparing the rigging.
Well, there's no food ready to go yet, so you could grab fruit. So apple.
Snackables, like
Apple, fruit, bread
crusts.
Yeah.
Grab a giant pickle out of the pickle barrel.
Sure. I mean, you could do that too. Deedle, you also hear Yenor say that you're getting ready to head out soon.
I'm gonna head up top and start securing stuff and see what else I could do up top to help out.
Alright. So Lala and Deedle are both preparing the rigging. Yenor, you should go over in the doorway and see Kraka's just well on his way cooking. Got it handled.
I'm gonna sit on the counter and watch.
Okay. Now, Joaquin, you have gotten your map rolled out. And you are trying to plot a course. Let me see here.
Yes, to apologies, what was the name of the island that
Curag or
Yenor?
Curag.
Correct.
Yeah. I'm trying to
What's the most
find
currently?
my map here. So the island is Curag. Khurag. It is a small island city right off the coast of the Ishanian Kingdom. And there are a few different routes you can take to get there. So, you can follow the trade routes. And you'd probably be more protected by the Arlegian fleet and less under threat by pirates going the main trade routes. However, it would take you down and around the other Ishanian island of Nazlukizi and bring you real close to the Onyx Accord territories. It'd be about, what did I say? Do another measurement here real quick. It's quite a journey. Yeah, so this would be about 1,500 miles to go down and around. You could take the risk and sail straight from where you are through pirate waters to the island of Kurag, which would be about 1,300 miles.
Yeah, Joaquin is not a fan of pirates or dealing with pirates at all, so he would gladly sail the extra 200 miles to for the cover
Okay.
that it provides.
It's not guaranteed cover. It's just your chances are less likely to run into pirates. Obviously, so the southern tip, since this is normally where Sioux sailing sails around, typically, the southern tip of the Arlegian tribes is constantly harassed by pirates. So if there's an active pirate raid, you'd still probably run into some. But there's a lot of fleet activity in the area as well.
Okay.
You're more likely to be safe than sailing straight through pirate territory.
That was my reasoning as well.
All right. So you've got your course plotted. You've still got this mystery compass on you.
It's still doing the same thing it was doing before?
Yep, there are multiple needles pointing in different directions.
Okay. All right. He'll look at it for like half a second, see that there's no change, kind of grunt, and then he'll pocket it back, look at the course he's plotted, give it the once over real quick, and then I'm hoping that food's ready, so I would head downstairs.
Okay. As you head downstairs, you see both Deedle and Lala prepping the ship for casting off.
Nice. I appreciate that. Thank you. Sorry about the background. I don't know what's going on.
And then you go downstairs. Kraka, you've probably got another few minutes left, but the food's almost ready. What is it that you're making, Kraka?
I'm not exactly sure what we had out of the provisions. Probably something more red meatish for everybody else, unless they wanted, and then some seafood for me and Poppy.
All right, so you've got some, I'd say, smaller fish like sardines or anchovies ready, and then you've also got quite a wide variety of meat, so I'd say this would be akin to breakfast sausage that you are making for everybody.
So then I would be making like let's just say sausage and cheese omelet.
Okay, so you got some sausage and cheese omelets and got some fish. All right. I'd say it's about ready now. So Yenor and Joaquin, you both smell the food cooking, and you see Kraka start plating it up.
Oh God, yes, please, please. Food.
Here Here you go. Enjoy. And for you, Yenor. And
I happily accept.
Joaquin nods and basically inhales his food.
Yeah, the omelet you gave Joaquim's gone. You saw his jaw unhinge like a snake, and it's gone.
yeah, I turned around to grab 2 more plates for Lala and Deedle. As soon as and then I turn around to like put them on the table, and I noticed that his plate's empty. He's like, "I know, are you asking for more?"
Joaquim, do you want more?
Yes, please, if there's more.
I can gladly make more. If you want, you can take one of theirs, and I'll just make one of theirs fresher. They're not down here yet, first come, first serve.
I don't want to make you do more work.
Nah, I don't mind. We all gotta eat.
Joaquin shrugs and then happily takes a second helping.
Okay.
Is there anything to drink?
You have plenty of things to drink. Your ship was just restocked.
Perfect. I grab
And-
some orange juice. Crocker, you were saying something? I'm sorry.
There's a bunch of tea too. There's cold tea from last night, and there's the fresh tea I made this morning.
I will take some of the fresh tea.
While everything's
Okay.
frying, I get him a cup and bring it over to him. Yenor, you good?
Good.
I go back to working on the omelet,
Okay.
and then I put the fish on like low heat just to keep it warm while I'm cooking.
Yenor, you hear the happy foot thumps of a hippogriff that is trying to squeeze its way down the stairs. And you see her head just pop out of the stairwell. Ah!
I'll go bring her food.
Ah! Oh, it's not picking up the hippogriff sounds that I'm making. My mic. You see the fish kind of just being warmed on the stove. Grab some of that. That's pretty close to what the noises I was making. You bring her some food. She happily just chomps it. She nuzzles her head into your body because her head's the size of you. It's just the whole body. Deedle and Lala, you smell the scent of fresh cooked sausages and eggs.
My belly starts growling, and I look over and I'm like, I'm gonna go get some grub.
You eat well. I'll finish up out here.
Thank you.
I'll
I'll make sure they save you something well.
You Deedle, you try to go down the stairs. There's a very fluffy back end of a hippogriff in the stairwell. She didn't leave the stairwell. She just stuck her head around the corner, and you brought her food, so she's just there now.
I'll start pushing her up.
She just reluctantly, as she's chewing, goes back up the stairs and kind of over you, Deedle, and then you can go down to get some food.
Okay.
You see there is one plate on the table with some fresh cooked food, and Kraka's still making another plate.
I'm gonna go ahead and grab it.
Okay.
I'm gonna eat up and then head back up and finish off.
After a little bit of time, Lala, you see Deedle come back up, wiping her face from eating. And Deedle, when you come back up, you see that the ship is mostly ready to cast off, except for not having the sails down yet, as there's no one behind the steering wheel.
Alright. I'm gonna go through and do like my double checking of certain things. Make sure there's no little hitchhikers on the side of our ship.
Alright. Lala, you still smell the delicious food from downstairs because you're still cooking it.
She's okay. Whether it's fresh cooked or just fresh in general, having something that's not from a trash can is already prime eats.
Okay. Joaquim and Yenor. Yenor, you're done feeding Poppy. You're both have eaten. The ship is in sailing condition. Is there anything else that needs to be discussed or done before you cast off?
I look at Yenor and I just kind of nod. Looks like we're ready to go. I plotted a good course, a safe course, because we're not going through pirates.
Yeah, let's avoid pirates for now.
What's the plan once we get to this island?
You're not down there right now. It's only Yenor and Joaquim. You're still up on the upper deck.
My bad. I thought everyone. Oh, okay.
No, they're unless they decide to walk and talk upstairs, they're still on the lower deck.
I mean, I had to make my way to the captain to the upper deck so I can get to the to the captain's wheel. I don't know if Yenor wants to stay down here.
No, I'd follow.
I have no point.
Right. So then, yes, Lala, you can chime in as they were walking and talking. You'd hear him at the stairs.
So yeah, what's the plan once we get there?
There's a very specific, very lovely orc woman that I have to find and discuss a few things with.
Very lovely work woman. And Joaquin's interest looks piqued.
So we're going all that way for conversation?
Conversation and a very lovely artifact. And then I'm going to cast a glare at Joaquim. She's gay and she's too old for you. She's not interested in tiny men.
Tiny! And he looks very offended right there.
How tall is Joaquim?
Hold on one second. Description. 6 foot even.
Yeah, she's bigger than you.
She's got a half foot on you, and she's an orc.
That does not determine.
She's not interested in the equipment you're packing.
I'm multifaceted, but either way.
Wait a minute. How many things do you have in those pants?
He looks at Lala, and then just minor illusions, the big question.
Are you like one of those bird races? Do you just have a cloaca? Can I see it?
Why does Lala know
Minor
what a cloaca is?
Hey, you learn things on the streets.
Joaquin also looks confused as to why she knows what that is, but then the minor illusion turns from a question mark to a big no.
Oh,
And then he
come
looks back at you.
everyone else your cloaca.
And then there's a big minor illusion hand that just kind of appears in front of Lala. And then he looks at Yenor and says, "Shall we?"
Let's go.
And then the hand will disappear. And when it disappears, he will already have kind of hopped up to the captain's wheel. And he'll take a big, deep breath and get steering.
All right, so you have an important decision to make. How do you want the ship to travel itself? You have arcane power. You have sails, which would just be wind power. There is a little bit of a mechanism, like a propeller of sorts. Also kind of arcane power, but not in the same sense as it's just the propeller that's powered by arcane means. So we call that
Okay,
mechanical. So arcane, mechanical, or wind, essentially, are the three choices.
So the arcane option, is that a finite power source that would need to be recharged?
It's either finite or it depends on how fast you want to move.
So it can get used up quicker the faster we're moving.
Correct. It is a rather large well because this is a merchant vessel, so it's not carrying the military equipment that armaments and ammo, cannons and cannonballs and such require. It only has 2 crossbows with a couple cases of bolts. So if you travel at a consistent speed that's not too fast, you won't, or you shouldn't run out of arcane power. You didn't run out of power escaping and getting here.
Okay. Now the mechanical option is what does that use?
The mechanical option also uses the same arcane well, but at a very steady rate.
Okay.
It's not really adjustable on this ship. This ship is a prototype and the only one of its kind in your father's fleet of merchant vessels.
Okay.
He did give you the honor of being the tester for it, and it just so happened to be for Yenor's mission. So you know what they're how fast all the things are supposed to be based on a manual and experience, and your experience is currently with arcane and wind from your journey thus far.
Okay. What's the weather like right now?
I mean, you're on the ocean. Ocean is breezy. It's not stagnant winds, like the quote-unquote trade winds are blowing.
Okay.
But it's, mostly sunny with a few clouds in the sky. It's not too terrible.
Okay. So right now, if
You
there's a
did before
decent breeze
do
going-
arcane and wind. You had the sails open and you were using a bit of arcane power to kind of go a little faster.
Okay, so I'd like to do that again
Okay.
because that seemed to be fairly efficient.
If you do
Now,
that,
I would also like to.
go ahead.
Yeah, I would just also like to take note of the wind speed. So if it increases, then we'll set the sails out more. If it decreases, then we'll moderate that with more arcane power use.
Okay. Go ahead and make a nature or survival check to ascertain the speed of the wind at this present moment.
Nature or survival.
I believe that gives you an option of intelligence versus wisdom.
Yeah, so we're gonna do.
And obviously proficiency if you took proficiency in one.
Yeah, I don't have proficiency in either, unfortunately. So it's just. I'm gonna go survival.
Not bad. At least for just you're stagnant, so and you're just trying to ascertain wind speed. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how wind speed knots. I don't understand knots. I'd say the wind speed is like a solid 10 miles an hour.
Okay.
Like between 8 and 10 miles an hour, and you're right by the coast. It's also the quote unquote fall season. You're going into the chillier season. So the weather's also in the middle of changing.
All right. Sails up.
All right. Do you inform that to the rest of your companions?
Oh yeah, I make a general note. I make a general announcement. I know that Deedle was kind of in the crow's nest before and like managing the sales, so I definitely let her know.
Okay. Everyone but Kraka, because the rest of you are on the main deck here. The Dwarkeem just say general call, sails up. And then you're getting ready to go out. Lala and Deedle, since you both already prepared for this, you really just pull a couple ropes and the sails come loose now.
Lala wants to try to do fancy rope swinging like Deedle does.
Oh god. You have not succeeded on this yet, whereas Deedle has succeeded multiple times on this, and can now do it without much effort.
I wish you the best of luck.
You
And
want
I'm
the-
gonna scurry up to the crow's nest so I can watch her from above.
Joachim and Yenor, you watch Deedle do her scurrying and climbing and swinging around on the ropes, and she makes her way up to the crow's nest. You look at Lala, and she's just staring at Deedle with this look of envy and the sparkle eyes. Just like...
Oh no.
And you
Oh,
you can
no.
almost hear her thoughts, like, I can do that! Lala.
As a
No, you
mucker, I'm like,
can't.
you can do
I say that.
it!
Lala, make an
I say that
acrobatics
immediately.
check.
You cannot do that.
I've got faith in you. You can do this. You've been practicing, right?
I mean, not really.
And her attempt reflects that, because that's an 8.
Oh,
Oh.
Uh,
oh no.
Fortunately, there's no major damage. She just kind of doesn't get airborne. So you
Again,
see her running and
since
jumping
you're
while
both-
holding this rope. Yeah. She's running and jumping around in circles while holding this rope. It really just tangling it up a little bit. She gets maybe like 5 feet off the ground at one point. Lala, you feel proud of yourself.
I'm so accomplished right now.
Yeah.
Good job. 5 foot is better than none.
It's almost taller than I am.
We'll practice later on. You'll get better.
Cool. Thanks.
All right. If there is no other preparations that must be done, then you are good to go set sail. Joaquim, unlike when you had arrived, there is not a lot of port activity currently. There are a lot of ships anchored in line, and there's a lot of ships that are, parked in the docks, but there's space for you to leave.
Okay. Don't have to cut anybody off.
No. Most people are still sleeping right now, actually. A lot of the ships aren't even active. You see, like, the skeleton crew that goes on for a night just to make sure a ship's good, but otherwise, no
That's even
angry
better.
driving.
Yeah, that's even better. I like leaving people out.
But you set sail. And using both the wind power and the arcane power, I will say you're using like a moderate amount of arcane power, like kind of average in the middle. So you're not draining it, but, you're not letting it build up either. I'd say you can go probably somewhere between 400 and 500 miles in a day.
Okay.
In 24 hours worth of travel, if you keep the ship traveling at night, which you have been. You don't anchor yourselves at night, you let it keep going. So,
Yep.
I'd say 400 or 500 miles a day, pending good weather and, not getting slowed down by anything. And I will say first day, you have the potential to get a full first day's travel because you left so early in the morning.
Beautiful.
But let's get Are you guys doing anything in particular?
I mean, I'm the captain. I'm steering.
Okay.
I'd also look at the compass every so often just to see it. Actually, is the compass something that can be like worn around the neck, like a necklace?
Yeah, it's not like it's like a normal compass. It's like a pocket compass. So you could hang it around the neck. You could clip it to your belt, type deal.
Okay. Let me actually clip it to my belt, and then every so often I just kind of peek down at it.
Yeah, it's like a pocket watch. So it has like the chain or the string tied to your belt, and then it's tied to it. That's how it's attached to your belt. For the first time you look at it, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Okay. Yeah, poopy. I am going to inspiration now. Much better.
Okay. 21. So, one of the needles is pointing north. Okay.
That one always points north,
yes,
right?
that one is always pointing north. One of the needles is pointing to you. Two of the needles are pointing like back behind you, like towards the back of the ship.
Okay.
Oh, that was a hard one. I don't know. I gotta look at the map again. Two of the needles are, I'd say, pointing like directly west. So That's not directly behind you, because directly behind you is kind of like a slightly northwest. So 2 of the needles are pointing slightly northwest, 2 of the needles are pointing straight west.
Okay.
And then one of the needles is pointing like almost directly northwest. Probably north-northwest, so like just shy of north, like towards the middle of the ocean.
This is the weirdest compass I've ever seen. All right. I'll make note of those directions. Just if I move the compass in any particular motion, the needle that's pointing at me, does it still point at me?
Yes, all the needles continue pointing at what they were pointing at, no matter which way you move the compass. Unless you like move it vertically. Obviously they can't still point on a horizontal axis if they're vertical.
Okay.
But like if you walk around this upper area here, you kind of just turn directions. Because the needles stay rather honed in on their targets.
Okay.
May change as you
Alright.
travel.
Yep. I just make a note of it and continue. Keeping an eye out, see if there's anything around us. I would also bust detect magic.
Okay. Nothing special on detect magic.
Okay.
Feel very strong arcane energy from the chest that's locked.
Gotcha. Nothing of note, thank goodness.
Anyone doing anything else? Kraka, by this point, you're done cooking the other dish of food and you're done cleaning it up. So you do whatever you're going to do after you're done cooking.
Whenever I was done cooking, if Lala didn't come down for it by then, I would have brought it and whatever else was left of the fish up to the upper deck for me to eat and give Poppy and Lala there.
Okay.
Poppy the rest of the fish and Lala her food.
Okay. Lala, as you're kind of just chilling on deck, Kraka meanders his way up and hands you a plate of food. And Yenor, you see Kraka kind of give Poppy some more fish.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. We all gotta eat.
I took some, but hot food is always nice.
I didn't see. You're sneaky.
Yeah, kind of have to be.
Well, enjoy.
Thanks.
If there is nothing specific anyone's going to do, we're going to fast forward a couple hours here to just around lunchtime, and I'm going to have any one of you roll a d20 for me.
I can. Eight.
Roll a d4.
One.
Is anyone up in the crow's nest? Oh yes, Deedle, you went up in the crow's nest, right?
Yes.
Yes, she was watching me.
Yeah. So Deedle and Joachim, since you have the two highest vantage points, there is a ship in the distance coming towards you along the same merchant path. No pirate flags.
I'm gonna yell down, oi, ship ahead!
Is the ship approaching us, or is it sailing away from us?
Coming towards you, so it's approaching you. This is a trading lane, essentially, so you're bound to come across other ships.
Yep. But again, we just kind of make sure that we're not in each other's in the pathway. But yeah, continue as normal. Keep an eye out on them.
All right, Deedle and Joachim, both of you make a perception check.
Ooh, poopy.
Oh, that's a natural one.
Are you gonna re-roll that, or?
Oh yeah, definitely gonna reroll that. Oh shit, he rolls tonight. Oh!
A 12 and a 14. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing tonight.
You don't gather much information from this distance. They're still, quite a ways out.
Mm-hmm.
But you may gather some more information as they get closer. Are any of you doing anything in particular as this ship is coming up closer? That'd be Yenor, Kraka, and Lala.
Can I get out my spyglass and look at it closer?
Sure, make a perception check.
Slink.
Jesus.
What the heck? Wait.
It's a 12.
Yeah, I'm gonna re-roll that because I have inspiration.
Okay.
That's better.
Dirty 20, okay. So Lala, with the spyglass, you see unsettling things on the deck of the ship.
Is it ghosts?
No, it's not the same ship that was surrounded by mist and fog. However, you see someone, a humanoid, looks like young adult male, tied to one of the masts. You see a bunch of people on the deck just kind of in chains and cleaning and doing other manual labor. There's someone tied up to a post on a podium and someone's cracking a whip on them.
Oh no. Flavors.
You.
Flavors.
Could be. Are you relaying this information to everyone else?
Just kind of mumbles, "Oh no, slavers" to herself.
Yenor, you are close enough to her. You would hear her mumble something about slavers to herself.
I'm gonna glance at her and be like, what?
People in chains, tied up, with, and not like Joaquin's bedroom.
I'm gonna go ask Joaquim what he would like to do and relay the information.
Okay.
Would I have heard that?
You're kind of on the other side, and
Oh, never mind.
because you brought food to Poppy,
Gotcha.
you
I
got
was
dropped off
mixing
Lala's
people.
food and brought food to Poppy.
What side would we be approaching?
So it'd be on your what is north on this map, but the left side of the ship.
Port side.
Yeah.
Well then, I'm going to load this crossbow up just in case.
Okay. Your crossbow is loaded.
And I'm just gonna not stand mounted on it, but just kind of next to it, on the ready to grab.
Like you're keeping watch.
Yeah.
Okay. Joaquim, Yenor comes kind of hastily up the stairs, not super panicky, and she tells you that Lala sees a ship that looks like it has slavers on it.
When she says this, his eyes are going to narrow in an angry look, and I don't mind dealing with this if you don't. I don't think it would be right for us to abandon them, right?
I mean, if you don't mind pausing the ship real quick, we can handle it.
Joaquin nods.
You're going to interact with the slaver ship.
We are.
Okay. The slaver ship is moving at a rather rapid pace, almost as fast, or probably just about as fast as you're moving. Though, just as you two, both ships are approaching, their ship also seems to be cutting its speed as you are having your ship cut its speed. Seems they had the same idea to board your ship.
Huh. Great minds. Joaquin yells out to the rest of the group, "Get ready for a fight."
It doesn't have to be a fight.
Why? What are they? Pirates?
David.
Oh. I immediately jump on the crossbow.
Okay. These are just okay. I see.
So you said there was people chained on the ship, right? Well, I wouldn't know that yet, but
no, but there are. Well, you would see it now because you're on the crossbow aimed at the ship, and it's pretty close. Both ships are still slowing down. You see there are people chained together in chains, like their wrist and ankle cuffs, just kind of doing menial labor. Someone's tied up to one of the masts, looks unconscious now. Someone's tied up on a podium, getting whipped.
I'm gonna fire the crossbow at the person whipping the dude that's tied up. Just out of pure reaction because of my, history.
Okay. Alright. Go ahead and roll a d20. Let me see. Would you be proficient with a crossbow? Yes. So go ahead and roll a d20 and add your dexterity and proficiency to it.
Okay, so
Baller. Are we attacking the ship? There are
20
people too.
the 22? 14 plus 8?
I'm gonna say that hits the individual weapon. For this crossbow, I'll give you roll, because it's a thick bolt. It's a big bolt. Roll 3d8 and add your dexterity.
14.
Okay. So you knock the guy whipping the slave off the platform, and you kind of see him hemorrhaging and bleeding on the deck. Platform's raised up, so he'd take. Oh, he took 6 points of falling damage. I'd say he's he cracked his skull when he fell backwards. Yes, you do have to reload the crossbow, which would be you only have one attack per action, so that would be another attack action to reload. And then you see alarm bells. You hear the ding, 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 ding of the other ship, and you see slaves like just drop into the ground, or who you're assuming slaves drop into the ground. And you see the crew, who is greatly outnumbered by the number of slaves on the ship that you can see, just kind of get up. You see 5 people line up along the side of the ship with these cutlasses drawn. You see a captain kind of yelling commands, and you see what looks to be a quartermaster of some sort, captain's right hand, come up from below deck, this huge Goliath with this huge gun. And he takes aim at you, Kraka. I have to find something to use stats off of. Let's do this. So if we're doing a big gun, we'll just... That's a 31 to hit. Kraka.
That is... He shot me, right?
He's shooting you, yes.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
I don't know what you did.
I clicked unarmed strike by accident.
Yeah, he's shooting you.
All right.
31 to hit, so that hits.
31 to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't even be able to deflect that.
Well, you deflect based on damage, I'm pretty sure. If you use deflect missiles.
Right.
So deflect missiles, if you... let me find it.
It's under reactions.
Yeah. So, deflect missiles, basically, you roll a 1d10, and you add 8 to it. And if the damage is reduced, and that's how much you reduce the damage by. So you have to, let's get a damage number in here first.
Okay.
30 points of damage. You can deflect missiles now if you would like to be your reaction.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna come close to 30.
You just reduce the damage a little bit.
I'll
Or you just take it to the face. You roll 10. Alright, so you take 20 points of damage. And you all hear the crack.
I always spend a key point when I throw it back, right?
Correct. You don't spend a key point to deflect.
Okay.
You all hear the crack, and you see just this shot go through Kraka and out the back of his shell. It bursts through the shell. Kraka, you're a little hurt there, buddy.
Crocker!
I'm gonna say from that, do I get like knocked back at all if it was that hard of a hit that it cracked my shell?
You don't get knocked back. Think of it as an armor piercing, not explosive.
Okay.
So it's more like it just pierced through the back of your shell as well. It's a big
So
gun.
I'm just kind of like hunched over the crossbow right now. Like,
Yeah. That didn't feel good. The ship's not quite lined up with you yet. But Deedle, Yenor, I guess Lala, if you're still looking through your spyglass, so all of you would be able to see. And Wakim. There are 5 guys with swords drawn. And they have the loading plank ready now. They are very aggravated because there was an unprovoked attack on their ship. Obviously. You do see as you're closer, there are a couple guys up on the masts of the sails with ropes ready to jump down and swing across. And you see the Goliath is reloading his big gun.
They are then from us.
We're not in combat yet, right?
Not quite.
Are we almost in combat? Like within a minute being in combat?
Yes.
Can I use an action real quick to cast Sacred Weapon on Kaida's Wrath?
Sure.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Awesome.
I'm assuming there's going to be no parlay then if that's what's happening.
No, he already shot Crocker.
He exploded him!
Kraka shot first!
What? How far away from are they from us?
I'd say a couple 100 feet.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, that was not the best move by Crocker, but we'd already kind of resigned that we were going to.
Listen, parlay's always an option.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Not with slavers.
Not anymore.
Yeah, I also gotta say, I gotta agree. You don't talk to slavers. Only good slavers are dead slavers.
Could have tried to buy off their slaves. You could have tried to intimidate them.
I wouldn't give them the money.
We don't negotiate with slavers.
Now it sounds like the USA. We don't negotiate with terrorists.
That's right. We give them what they want.
Yes.
Again, slavers taking humans hostage as cargo. No bueno.
I mean, that's the assumption.
Alright.
They could just be really cruel to their prisoners.
Our combat has not started yet because the ships are still lining up. Is
Can I
anyone doing anything else?
Yes, can I attack?
Well, oh god. Before
From
she attacks,
where?
I would.
Okay, go ahead, Joaquim.
Before she attacks, I would do bonus action. Speak my magic word to have the animated shield up and ready. And I would then use my action to create a magical greatsword.
Okay, so you've got magical greatsword and you've got your animated shield floating around you.
Yep.
Lala, what are you doing?
Can I see where the chained prisoners that are on deck, can I see where that chain attaches to the wooden wall?
They're not chained to a wall, they're just chained to each other.
Yeah.
Like prisoners in a work line.
Doesn't he? Oh, so it doesn't eventually have to be chained to something?
No, they're just chained to each other.
Why would they do that? Where are they gonna run? It's the ocean.
Because they're pulling the oar. And
No, they're not.
No, they're just doing manual tasks on the deck.
Where are they going to run? It's the ocean.
they might take over like proper pirates would.
It's also harder to swim if they're all chained together.
Hard to swim when you have a chain on you, regardless.
I'm just saying.
All right.
Proper pirates would steal the ship.
Do I see then an
Yes.
area?
You do see them.
Can I
What are you
attempt-
aiming for?
Can I attempt to shoot the chain and break it?
With what?
My short bow.
It would be at disadvantage. They're not quite in your short bow's close range. They'd be extended range. Unless you're... Are you a sharpshooter?
I don't think so.
No, you are not a sharpshooter.
I tend to use my daggers more.
Yes. So they are not in range. So your attack would be at disadvantage.
There's a second crossbow, yeah?
Facing the other direction.
Ah, fuck. Alright, never mind.
You can run up
Sure,
and help
what is-
Kraka reload to fire again.
Alright, we'll do that. I'll help
If
him
there's two
reload.
people on the crossbow, like it's designed, it's like the love child of a crossbow and a ballista. It's too big to be called a crossbow, but it's too small to be called a ballista. But if there's a two-man team manning it, it's probably more efficient.
Alright. Well, I will go help him then and tell him in my turn, shoot for the chains.
Okay. Beetle, are you doing anything? You're up in the crow's nest.
I'm gonna see the best way possible and take aim at somebody.
Take aim. Let's see. So you've got a longbow. You are able to take aim. What or who are you aiming at?
Anything that could disable them or their ship.
The largest target would be the sails.
Yeah, let's go for the sails.
Okay. You having worked on ships and having phenomenal experience now with jumping between masts and setting the sails up, I'd say with advantage, make a perception check to find the weak point in their sails.
What the hell?
Set advantage. So you roll
Oh,
again.
that's right. Maybe.
Just roll another. Yeah.
A little better.
18. Okay. You find an area for there's a 3-mast ship. So the middle mast, with both sides of the sails tied, you find an area where it looks like that the knots were made that would loosen both sails and maybe cause them to rip on the way down.
Sounds good.
Go ahead and make an attack roll with your longbow.
Ooh.
28. That definitely hits the area you're aiming for. Go ahead and roll damage. So you launch your arrow from your longbow. You loose it on target. It hits where these ropes are knotted and kind of sticks in the mast column. And you see just for a second nothing happens, and then slowly the rope starts tearing and tearing and tearing. You hear this loud ripping and whipping sound as the main sails drop and start tearing on the way down, you see the individuals that were on the main mast jump off to the front and back masts. These individuals had weapons drawn. They were getting ready to jump onto your ship.
Oh,
You knocked a couple of them down.
I accomplished a little bit.
Alright. You hear them start chanting and screaming, just like a war cry. Trying to get you all off your game. But their ship does start to slow, because they've been damaged.
Are they talking us like it's a baseball game?
What was that?
They're shit talking us like it's a baseball game or something.
A barbarian war cry. Then you hear another crack from the firearm.
Oh, God damn it!
22 hits you, Deedle.
Oh.
But this time, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh.
Okay. So you take... You don't take this. But the round explodes as it hits the crow's nest. You are able to jump out to the side of the crow's nest and kind of hang on the ropes. But the crow's nest and the front sails of your ship are now lit on fire from the explosive round.
Oh no.
Before we get into combat, we're going to jump to break. Thank you all for tuning in thus far. We will come back here momentarily and find out what they're all going to do in this mess that they probably could have
Just to
talked
confirm,
themselves out of.
The sails are on fire right now, right?
Your front sails with the crow's nest.
Okay.
They have just been lit aflame by an explosion. Deedle's kind of hanging on a rope, swinging side to side. The rope is also starting to get caught on fire, so that Croc is bleeding and hunched on the crossbow, but Lala's over there. And you and Yenor are perfectly ready to just smack some people's faces. But we will be back here momentarily.
The ship is on fire.
You guys definitely want to come back.
We are back. And it's going to be a little crazy. We left off with the band of adventurers, Kraka, for example, losing the first shot of this would-be conflict. And then he got shot, and then everyone else joined in, and then Deedle also got shot and exploded. The ship is on fire a little bit, the first mast, but they crippled the other ship's center mast. And there are a lot of angry pirates, or slavers at the very least. Now, we're going to get right back into just regular combat. I would have everyone roll initiative.
That was supposed to roll with advantage, by the way. Oh, I'll take the 25 anyways.
Someone roll my initiative.
I had my mic muted. Lala, I rolled initiative for you. You got an 8.
Hell yeah.
As your ships come in line, you see ropes being thrown, and they're starting to jump over onto your ship. However, we are in initiative order now. So Kraka, with a reloaded crossbow, it is your turn.
Okay, so they are within boarding distance and they are boarding. What do I have more of a clear shot on? A link in the chain or the ropes that has the dude tied around a mast?
You probably have a clear shot on the rope that has the dude tied to the mast.
I'm gonna attempt to shoot the ropes for that dude. Hopefully, he'll be good enough to like help rescue the rest of the people. So that's D20 plus dexterity and proficiency, correct?
Yes. Basically like a normal attack roll. It's usually d20 plus 8. 18?
Yep, 18. Yep.
That definitely hits the ropes. I mean, it's like a thick tie, so that hits.
And there's nothing else I can.
You roll damage.
Oh yeah, duh.
So I think I had it
It was
do
what?
3d8.
3d8 plus dexterity.
Yeah, 3d8 plus 5.
25.
You're rolling good with this mini ballista. The rope you hit, and the rope just kind of snaps loose. It was tied tight, and you could see the guy just, and he kind of just collapses for a second. He's gonna need to catch his breath momentarily.
And it's an action to reload it, not a bonus action, because it's an attack, right?
Correct. So it's not an action to reload it, but it is an attack to reload it.
Right.
So, for example, if you had multiple attacks per action, you could reload it with one of the attacks. Unless you ignore the loading property. But you don't have any of those feats.
Nope.
Because you're not a crossbow expert.
Then
You still have bonus action and movement.
all right. Well then, I guess because it'll take me too long to reload this and shoot again, especially since they're close. So this isn't that useful at the moment. I'm gonna attempt to like Indiana Jones style with the whip, like whip something and swing across, whether it's like the climbing rope to go up the side or just try to attach my whip to something and be able to launch myself over.
You want to go across?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and make technically that'd be an attack. But
Well, then I will wait here until my next turn.
Okay. Yeah, because you don't have the... you're not the monk that has the martial weapon special thing.
Right.
So yeah, you just wait there. All right.
Yeah.
Next is... Did he appear? He did. I don't know which one that is. Okay. This one. So you see the captain, this would be, jump off of his area and grab one of the swinging ropes and just poof. Let's see if he sticks the landing. 21, he sticks the landing. And he's just now with you, Yenor, and you, Joachim. That was his movement. He's gonna pull out 2 pistols. Like just 2 pistols, cowboy style.
Okay.
One shot at you, Joachim, and one shot at the steering column.
One from this range wouldn't that be a disadvantage?
He's not quite in melee. And
Okay.
he has a feature. So an 18 to you, Joaquim.
I will shield.
Okay. So you see the shot coming at you, and almost in a reactionary way, you flick your hand up, and the bounces off right as it's going to hit you. And the second shot's going to be at the steering column, which was a 22. That will hit the steering column.
Interception wouldn't work for that, would it?
Don't you have to be within 5 feet for interception?
I should be within 5 feet of the steering column.
You're 10 feet.
10 feet? Okay.
Yeah, you're 2 boxes away. The steering column is 10 feet. There's 5 feet between you and the steering column. Within 5 feet means right next to melee. So yeah, I would allow you that on the future though to intercept an attack against an object. The steering column takes 10 points of damage. It's steering column. It's made out of good wood, but it's missing a few rungs now. Like the little things in between the steering wheel. It's missing some of those.
Yep.
It's a little cracked. Can't take much more of that. That's going to be his go, and then Yenor, it is your turn with Poppy up next.
Alright, he's close enough that I can just run up and smack him, right?
Yes.
Then I smack him with Kaida's Wrath. So I've got that, and then it's a +4 to attack. So that's a 25.
Oh, because of your...
Sacred Weapon. It's considered magical, +4 to attack rolls. It emits bright light for 20 feet, dim light for 20 feet beyond that.
So we are going to do... This is 25 to hit. Which hits?
Okay. Oof. There's that, and then that. So that's... Math isn't mathing. 13?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm going to throw a smite on that, too.
Okay. Level 1 or 2?
Fuck it, second level.
Alright, so that's 3d8, I believe.
Is it D8?
Yep.
Okay.
3d8.
And that's another 15.
Okay.
I'm going to smack him again.
Go ahead.
28.
That hits.
And 7 plus 4 plus another level 2 smite. 15.
26 points damage. Alright. He's looking hurt.
And I have a bonus action. Can I try? Is 5 feet over the edge of the boat?
No, 5 feet would be against the rail.
Alright, I'm going to try to shove him 5 feet with my shield.
Go ahead and make an athletics check.
I'm going to inspiration that.
Go ahead.
Inspiration. Kind of better, 17.
It fails. He rolled a 19.
Damn. Okay, that's all I can do.
End your turn? He's going to use his reaction to move using his Hunter's Fleet of Foot. move up to half his movement speed if an enemy creature ends its turn within 5 feet of him. So he's gonna move. Doop, 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 doop. Around there. Does not provoke opportunity attacks so as he does so. Poppy's turn. Alright. Go ahead, and make an animal handling check for me first.
Handling.
See how well she understands what you're asking her to do. Okay. There are some buckets on the ship, so she is going to use her move it, fly up, pick up the buckets, and swoop down into the water. And then she's going to use the rest of her turn to fly over. Deedle, you get a little wet as Poppy flies over with a couple buckets and just pours water on the area. I'd say there are still some smoldering embers at the top, but it is no longer a spreading fire. The sails are salvageable, but currently broken. As is the crow's nest. It is no longer a crow's nest. So there is some repair that needs to be done there, but it's not a fire, and only that mast was affected. That's all Poppy can do. She's just going to land back where she was, just about. Joaquim, it is your turn.
Okay. So, there's one dude on our ship right now. How far away is the other ship, and the other guys?
The other guys are just about getting ready to jump onto your ship. It is probably within boarding range. So, I'd say maybe about 10 or 15 feet, because those planks, there's usually space between the planks that drop down.
Okay, and how many guys are...
You make a perception check.
Coming onto the ship?
That you could see. And there were some up on the masts, too. But with a perception check, we can tell you. 24. There are currently, due to Deedle and Kraka's efforts of dismantling that ship, there are currently 5 lined up along the side of the ship, grabbing ropes. They're like on the edge, about to jump off. There are currently 2 in the masts that you can see that didn't fall down from Deedle's attack, that are also about to jump down and over. And then the big Goliath with the big gun.
I can see the big Goliath with the big gun?
Yeah, he's hard to miss.
Okay. I would then... see here...
You also see that Kraka did get one of the slaves free.
Okay. I am going to cast Mind Sliver,
Ooh.
but I will use 2 sorcery points to cast it as a bonus action.
It's your quicken spell. Okay.
And, yeah. And I'll target the Goliath.
Was
So
that
that's
intelligence?
Yep.
That's a 21.
And I have my reaction back, right?
Yes, because you used it, technically, so.
Okay.
You got it back at the top of your turn.
So then I will reaction Silvery Bars.
Was that a reroll or minus is something?
Reroll.
Reroll. I'm gonna use an inspiration because that was a 4. Yeah, I'm not playing this game. I'm gonna stick with the 4.
Okay, so then I have to do a thing. And Silvery Barbs also gives advantage on the next attack. So I would give that advantage to Deedle.
Alright, Deedle, you have advantage on your next attack.
And sorry, I gotta do the
Mind Sliver. Yep.
There's that. 5. I think Mind Sliver does something else. And then they have to subtract a D4 from their next.
From their next what?
From their next saving throw.
Okay. So basically that's a Bane, I think. Just mark that there. Okay.
And then I will use my action to cast Suggestion on that same Goliath.
What's the range on that?
Same range as Mind Sliver, 60 feet.
Oh yeah, they'd be within range. Okay. What are you suggesting?
So, with my perception check, what are these guys wearing? Do they have any sort of unifying, identifying markers?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. I would say to him, "Hey, shoot everyone with weapons on your ship."
Let me see. Suggestion is somewhat limited. Alright, wisdom saving throw. Okay. It lasts for 8 hours. Wisdom saving throw. That's a natural 1. I'm gonna use an inspiration to reroll that. That's an 18.
Minus a D4.
I do have to do minus D4. Yes. That's a 14.
That's a failure.
Alright. He's going to take your suggestion into consideration.
And I still have movement.
Yes.
So I'm going to look at Yenor and say, I'm gonna move real quick. Take out this guy right here, and don't shoot the Goliath. And I yell that out to the other guy. I'm gonna hop down. How much movement does that take if I hop down?
You want to hop over the thing?
Yeah.
Make an athletics check.
Okay. That's a natural 20.
Everyone gets an inspiration back. I'd say that takes like half your movement.
Okay. So then I would then actually, you know what? I kind of like where I am right here. I would take cover behind this mast, and I would yell out to the rest of the group, "Don't shoot the Goliath."
Okay.
I've messed with his mind. He's going to help us.
About all you can do.
And I will end my turn.
Deedle. It is your turn. You and everyone else just heard Joachim yell not to mess with the Goliath, that he messed with his mind, and you see all these other individuals lining up to seemingly board your ship. You're also hanging from a rope.
I guess I'd have to use a half an action to jump down.
Well, if you're just gonna let go of the rope to drop,
Yeah.
I'd make an athletics check. Oh God. Jesus.
I can't win.
Are we keeping the 10?
bad. Yeah, use an inspiration because that could hurt.
Yeah, I'm gonna use an inspiration.
Alright, go ahead. Re-roll just one athletics check. Not with advantage.
A lot better.
Hey, you drop down. Say maybe takes 5 feet of movement.
Okay. Now, how are these guys acting now?
They are like on the railing of the side of the ship with ropes in hand, ready to swing over, seemingly.
Their side, or
They're not quite on your side yet. You also heard Joachim say not to mess with the Goliath, and you heard Lala say try to free the slaves.
is there a lock or anything like keeping the slaves in?
So you see the one that was getting whipped is just kind of tied to a podium post. The other ones on the deck that took cover, they're just kind of chained together. But they're not really chained to anything else.
Can I hold my action?
Yeah. What action are you holding?
My bow.
Okay. For what trigger?
Any kind of like threatening action.
Okay. So we'll say when they start landing on your ship.
Yeah.
All right. So I'd say you're also probably like down there. All right. Now we go to this group. Almost as if in a unified motion. They swing over and land on your ship, which would then trigger your held action, Deedle.
I'm gonna shoot the one closest to me.
Go ahead and make an attack roll. Let's see.
I'm gonna use inspiration on that one.
What?
I think I can use an inspiration on that one.
Alright, go ahead, reroll. Mark it off.
Okay.
19? That hits.
Oh, now I gotta roll. Scroll back up.
Go ahead and roll your damage. Nine points of damage. Are you doing anything else? Oh, you can't really. That was your only held action. It's all of these guys' turns now. Alright, let's see. So this one is going to run up to you, Lala. And with its swords out, it's going to make 2 attacks. I don't think either of those hit. That was a 13 and a 14. So you being as dexterous as you are, you just kind of dodge out of the way of those 2 strikes.
I'm compact and stealthy. Sneak.
The next one, between Poppy and Kraka, is going to attack Kraka. Man, that's a 7 and a 16.
They both miss.
So even injured Kraka, you just kind of do a spin and deflect both with your shell. All right, this one. It's going to run over to you, Joachim, and make 2 strikes. First one, 16 and 23. It looks like one of those hit you, Joachim.
Yeah, apologies, I didn't realize I was muted. Can I reaction?
You already used your reaction.
Shit. And then one of those is gonna hit.
Yeah, you used silvery barbs.
Yep.
The one that hits you take 5 points of slashing damage.
5 points? Okay.
Yeah. Actually, no, he's using... Let me reroll that. He's using it one-handed. Alright, yeah. 5 points, because the one-handed roll was somehow higher. It was 7.
Okay.
So, yeah, 5 points of slashing damage. The injured one is going to run up to you, Deedle. Strike twice. Your concentration save's fine, Joachim. Both of the... What?
Can I talk? Or do I have to wait for my turn?
I mean, you can maybe say a sentence.
I would just yell out to everybody on to our team. See if you can get them back onto their boat. That's it.
So, Deedle, the one that you injured, rushes up to you and tries to hit you, but you kind of just like bob and weave out of the way, and both attacks miss. And then the final one runs up the stairs. To Yenor. And I'm going to attack twice. That's a 23 and a 16. The 23 does hit. She can't really do anything to mitigate that. So she takes 10 points of slashing damage. Alright. Then this is the Goliath's turn.
Mark it down.
The Goliath, having been suggested, but there's only a couple more people on his ship, he kind of just looks at one of the ones left on his ship and reloads once and takes a shot. Do. That hits. So one of these guys takes a ton of damage. You see him aim at one of the pirates that's on one of the masts and just fire, and blood kind of gushes everywhere, but that pirate that he shot is still up. And then he reloads. Lala, it is your turn.
Okay. Ugh. My crossbow is not reloaded.
It is not reloaded. Can you see the map?
Yes, and the bad guys finally apparated for me because
Yes.
they hadn't previously. But anyway. How close is this other ship to us? That I can't see.
How close is what?
How close is the other ship to our side here?
Yeah, I don't have that on the map. The other ship is basically lined up with you guys now.
Right, but how close? Board
Like
length?
15 feet. Yeah, 10, 15 feet.
Mm-hmm. And initially you said that they were throwing ropes over, but then
No, they were
also...
swinging over on ropes.
Okay, so there are planks and there are ropes that are both being crossed. Yes.
The planks don't look like they're being used for anything right now other than holding the ships together.
Interesting. And there are people directly on the other side of said planks, though.
Most of the people on the other side of the planks are chained up and ducking for cover.
Okay. Am I able to ascertain, since this chain that is holding them, it is not specifically tied to a single wall, it is all chain linked together, that there is a particular lock that is holding all of their like leg cuffs or whatever together? Like that is...
You can make a perception check.
Alright.
It's just to see what additional information you can gain.
Yeah, I'm trying to ascertain the setup here. I'm
Yep.
gonna inspiration that.
Okay.
Perception again. And you. Roll. That's worse. Let's try one more time.
One more inspiration.
Yeah, we have more, so.
Listen, they're there to be used.
Do better. Come on. That is...
12?
Yeah.
On top of the information you gleaned before, you would know that each one, like there's the arm cuffs, there's the wrist cuffs and the ankle cuffs that have chains, and then those chains are linked together by a lock. And each one of those, each individual, so there's probably 2 or 3 sets of individuals and they're chained in threes. Each person has a lock that locks their arms and legs together. And then between each person, there's a lock that locks them together to the person in front or behind them.
All right. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to bonus action click my heels.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use my action to reload this fucking crossbow thing.
Okay. Hasted action, reload crossbow.
And my second action that I have due
Yep.
to my heel clicking is to fire it.
What are you aiming at?
There is no more fire left around me. Like nothing small or smoldery.
No.
Damn.
No, the only embers are like up at the top of the mast that Poppy had spread water on.
Okay. And it would take me another action to like set my crossbow on fire, I assume.
Well,
My
you
arrow.
could take the bolt before you reload it. You could use your movement, take the bolt, and I'd say bits and pieces of the sail would also be on the deck, kind of still smoldering. So I'd say you could use your movement to take the bolt and try to set the bolt on fire. I can't guarantee it would work.
That is what I would like to attempt to do.
Okay, so before you reload the crossbow, you would do that.
Okay.
Which is fine, we can retcon it. And then just roll a D100 for me. The arbitrary percentile die.
A 90-10.
It's a 19. You hold it there for a couple moments, but it's not catching a flame. There's not enough of an ember.
Yeah. Okay.
You can go back to reloading the crossbow, or you can attempt again, but we're getting into it now going to be using your action to do so.
Nah, that's alright. We'll try this again next time. For now, let's just shoot somebody. How about this guy?
With what?
Alright, I'm supposed to be aiming at the other ship, correct? Who is over there that I can murder with the crossbow?
So there's two guys up on the mast. One of them was just shot by the Goliath, and then there's the Goliath that Joaquin told you not to touch.
Right. That it? Just those three?
Or you could aim at the slave's chains.
Yeah, let's do that. At least they'll be unconnected.
Because the chains are all currently kind of crumpled together. Because they're on the ground. So, like, each set of slaves' chains are crumpled together right now.
If I could get over there, I could lockpick them. But anyway, that's fine. So let's see if we can get them unlocked. How do I attack?
So it's going to be, are you proficient with crossbows is the first question.
Yes.
You are. So you roll a d20 and add dexterity plus proficiency. So for you, that would be 7. So d20 plus 7.
16 plus 7.
23, that will hit. And you will not, thankfully, hit any of the innocent slaves.
Yay! And then you said it was...
So 3d8 plus your dexterity. So for you, that'd be 3d8 plus 4.
That was not good.
10 points of damage. You loose it, and you see some of the slaves kind of gasp and they're like scared, and they kind of just crunch up and duck for cover, and then it hits the metal, and you hear the clang of bolt beating metal as the probably saltwater, sea air, eroded chains are hit. And you hear a lot of the chains break. You're not sure how many, though.
Huzzah! Success. That's my turn.
Okay. We go to the next set. So these two are gonna swing over and kind of just land on your masts. This one's gonna kind of swing over and land on pointy thing in front of the ship. One of them is going to use so the one on this mast is going to begin concentrating, and it's going to use the first level spell Witch Bolt. And it's going to cast that on... Let's see. I'll cast that on you, Joaquin. So you need to make a... Actually, no. I need to make an attack roll. That's a 7. So that misses. This one on the... I want to say mast. It's not mast. What he is going to do the second level spell. Elf's Acid Arrow. Also an attack on, I'll say Lala. That's a 22, Lala.
$22 hits.
You take 4.
Am I able to uncanny dodge that?
Uncanny dodge, I believe, is only on dexterity saving throws. Oh no, you can, because it's not on dexterity. That is the other one. So yes, you can, but it will use your reaction.
That's cool.
So you take 11 points of damage, cut in half to 5. So you take 5 points of acid damage.
Woohoo.
Alright, that's both of their turns. Go back to you, Kraka.
Alright. I'm going to, since I'm standing on the edge of the ship, I'm gonna attempt something, and I'm gonna, let's see if you allow it and how you allow it. I already have my whip in my hand, so I'm gonna whip this guy, and like in a way that it like wraps around him and attaches to him. And if it hits, I'm gonna follow up with like jumping off of the edge of the ship while pulling him to attempt to pull him off of the ship while I jump past him to this guy with Fury of Blows.
Okay. Just to understand the logistics, you want to whip the guy next to you, wrap the whip around him, throw him off the ship, and use the momentum from that to move up to the guy that is attacking Deedle and use Flurry of Blows.
Yes.
Okay. I think we can make that happen. And because a whip is a melee weapon, you technically don't have disadvantage at 5 feet. Go ahead and make an attack roll with your whip.
Just remember, Joaquin did yell out to you to try and get them back onto their ship. So if you can get them back onto their ship, as opposed to throwing them off, it might be helpful because then they'll get shot.
All right. So, okay. That hits. I'm just gonna give him a dex check just to see. He has a +0 to his dexterity and rolled a natural 20.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So you hit him with your whip, but it does not wrap around him. That's max damage.
Yes, it is.
He takes the damage.
Well, without the momentum. Oh, and that's would that be sneak attack as well? Because there's no other creature around me within 5 feet.
Yeah, let me look at your.
For the
That thing always gets me. Where is it? Racker's Audacity.
Isn't Poppy within 5 feet?
No creature can be within 5 feet of Kraka.
Oh.
Yeah, it's Racker's Audacity. It's a very specific rogue ability for what he chose. Yeah, Kraka, you get sneak attack on that. So go ahead and roll your sneak attack. Should just be on your special or other.
There it is.
Yeah. All right, another 6 points damage.
Okay, and I'm going to attempt to use like the edge of the ship and like lean forward and try to jump towards this guy without the momentum of the whip and use Fury of Blows because of the fancy footwork. I can move past that guy without an opportunity attack.
You wouldn't get an opportunity attack anyway. You're still within melee.
Gotcha.
But yeah, you could do that. Go ahead and make you subtract key point, make your 2 strikes. $12 misses. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That one hits.
22.
This one is not sneak attack.
No, would that only be once per turn?
Yes.
Yeah.
But there you go.
And then,
DM, just a reminder. Melee attacks against me are disadvantaged because of my cloak.
I didn't roll that. I will roll them in the future at disadvantage.
Yeah.
I forget about your cloak.
All attack. Yep.
and then I still have what, like 30 feet of movement?
Yeah.
Then I will follow up by moving over behind this guy for flanking or helping to assist if to assist Joaquim.
Okay. Do that.
And because of my drunken monk power, I don't get an opportunity attack because of the flurry of blows.
Right.
Yep.
All right. It is now the captain of that ship's turn, or who you assume is the captain, and then Yenor and Poppy are up next. So he is going to switch weapons. You see him holster both firearms and draw both of his cutlasses, and he runs up to you, Yenor. And he's gonna make 2 attacks. Advantage because he's flanking. Even that's a 16, which misses. That one's a 22. That one hits you. You take 16 points of slashing damage. $16 points of damage. That's all he's gonna do. It's your turn. And then Poppy's up. You're just gonna smack him? Alright. Yeah, that's still up. Okay. Oh, that hits. Okay. Yes, 2d8. 16 points of damage. Okay. Yes. 20 hits. Seven. Plus 9, another 16 points damage. It's very hurt and bleeding. So go ahead and make your athletics check. You push him away. Slams back into the back of the ship. Oh, there's technically 4 crossbows on this ship. Alright. Are you gonna have Poppy do anything? She's got 2 right by her that are very injured.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 beak and 1 claw. Okay. Do you want to roll or do you want me to roll? Yeah. Okay. That one hits. 2d6 plus 3. Deedle, you watch as Poppy's peck misses, but she turns around and swings with her claws and just eviscerates the life out of this individual in front of you with the blood spatter and everything. Well, Joaquim, it is your turn, and Deedle, you're up next.
Sorry. When I used suggestion on the guy, my intention was for him to focus on the guys that were on the ship that had weapons.
Yes.
So I'm hoping that he's still focusing on those guys.
There's not many people left on that ship with weapons.
I'm sorry?
He looks like to be the last one left on that ship with weapons.
So my intention was for him to focus on the guys on his ship that had weapons.
Yes.
But if those guys move over to this ship, is he still focusing on the dudes that were on his ship that had weapons? Or is he like Amelia Bedelia and just focusing on guys on the ship with weapons? Like, would that require an intelligence check, or
it would require a higher spell? Suggestion's only a level 2 spell. Yeah. So it's limited in its effects. He is currently only focusing on guys on his ship with weapons.
That Amelia Bedelia reference for all of the members of our audience who were third grade librarians in 1996.
Yes.
I was 2 years old in 1996.
Yeah, we're older than you.
Yes, that is long.
Wasn't even born in 96.
Yeah, that's even worse.
That's teenager.
Okay, then in that case, yeah, let's just attack the dude in front of him. Can't really do much else.
Okay. What are you attacking with?
I have my greatsword. My magical greatsword.
Your attacks are advantage because you're flanking.
Yep. So we'll actually also we'll do a. Well, hold on, actually. Yeah. Okay. So we'll do a booming blade.
Okay.
So I gotta make it roll.
Let me check something. Because suggestion is concentration.
It is.
Booming blade is not the concentration.
It is not.
One of them is. Advantage.
Yeah.
That hits. That's a 27.
Okay, so slashing damage, and then gets sheathed in the magical energy. So if he moves, then he would take the additional.
Correct.
So I'm gonna hit him, and then I'm gonna dip out. So, and I will take cover. Yeah, I'm gonna move, and I'm gonna kind of move right behind Beetle.
Okay, you will get an attack of opportunity on you.
Yep. At disadvantage.
I'll roll again. You're lucky because I was a natural 20. That's a 7. All right.
So that is action movement. Bonus action. And Beetle full health. She's killing. Can I see Yenor from where I am?
No, not quite.
Really? Even if I look up,
Because she's towards the
I'm
back of
looking
the deck,
straight up?
so the little partition that's your steering column is on kind of blocks. And she's short.
Okay.
7.
If
Short-ish.
would I be able to climb up on Beetle's shoulders for a moment?
Deedle, are you gonna let him climb on your shoulders?
Yeah, why not?
Beetle, I need to see.
Okay.
You're out of movement, so what are you trying to do?
Well, I moved 25 feet, and I have 3 feet. So I should have 5 feet left.
You do have 5 feet of movement, yeah. Okay. So you do that to peek over to see Yenor.
Yep. So if I can see Yenor, I then look at her, and I cast Healing Word.
Oh, go ahead and roll.
Actually, I'm going to cast it at the second level.
Okay. I think that gives you an extra die. Right.
All right, so Yenor heals 11.
Okay. Is that all you're doing?
That is all I can do. I look down at Beetle and I say thank you. But I can't move anymore, so that will end
You
my
could drop
turn.
off her
But
shoulders.
I can't? Okay. I was about to say, if she wants to kind of just knock me off on her turn, I don't mind. But thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Deedle, it's your turn.
Go over here.
Which one? All right, the one all the way over by Lala. With your longbow.
Come on. Oh, what the?
This, your longbow doesn't like you tonight.
Alright, one more time.
You're using inspiration?
Yeah, it was worthless.
Nope. That
Okay,
also
do
misses.
Yep, nothing.
Alright. It's all these guys' turns. So this full health one is going to make 2 strikes against you, Lala. That's a natural 20 on the first strike. And that's a 20 on the second strike.
Ooh, yes.
I wanted to Silvery Barbs that, but I guess it's too late.
What?
Is it still too late to use Silvery Barbs
On the first strike?
on the Nat 20 strike?
Yeah. No, you could do it. You turned it into a nat 1.
Nice.
So you all get inspiration.
And I would also give that advantage on the next strike. Lala.
Okay. Lala, you only take 8 points of slashing damage.
Oh, yes.
The one with 8 HP is next. This one is going to make a strike at Poppy. That misses. That's a 6. Second strike. Oh my god, it rolled 2 6s. It's not just you guys. This one's going to strike you, Kraka. 1 strike. That's a 10. That misses. Second strike. That's an 18.
Miss.
Oh, so close. The last one, which is up by you, Yenor, is going to strike you twice. That's another natural one. You guys get another inspiration. I'm not wasting my inspirations on these guys. And a 20, which I think is just under your AC. Yeah, so he also misses. It is the bounty hunter's turn that has been suggested. Since there are no more individuals on the ship wielding weapons,
Except for himself.
that's true.
Yeah, but he can't.
He
yeah, but
can't attack himself.
No,
Oh,
so
that-
he
that-
shouldn't be able to do anything at the moment. I'm
Well,
concentrating.
As per suggestion, it says the suggested course of action can continue for the entire duration. If the suggested activity can be completed in a shorter time, the spell ends when the subject finishes what it was asked to do. There's no one else left for him to attack. So instead of it finishing completely, I'm going to give him a wisdom saving throw. On that. That's a 14, so he fails. So he's still under the power of suggestion. So he does nothing. Lala, it's your turn.
Okay. My map is being very slow. Okay, I think that's correct.
What are we doing that we think is correct?
Oh no, I was making sure because movement and enemies were still happening when I was looking. So I think it's done now, and things are as they should be.
Okay.
I am just gonna dagger the shit out of the guy next to me twice.
Okay.
I don't like him being that close.
Just dagger?
Daggers.
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
My inspiration.
Oh, you have advantage.
Yeah, that first strike has advantage.
Oh, well then, never mind. Let's just roll it again.
Sneak attack.
Come on.
I don't know if
it.
she has that.
I have sneak attack, but I don't think I'm sneaking. I'm just kind of there.
Yeah,
Oh.
she
You
doesn't.
have advantage on the attack.
Right.
If you have advantage in the
That's
attack,
true. She does have sneak attack because she has advantage. And that does hit, so you do get sneak attack because this strike was at advantage.
Okay. Snack. And then damage.
Oh God. Why did it roll so many?
It only rolled one for me.
I see
Oh,
so
there
many
it is.
rolls. But that's fine. It already
Mm.
rolled your sneak attack for you.
Yes.
So,
10.
and they're all the same roll, so it's 16 points of damage.
Yay!
Alright.
And I will do it again.
You have a second attack. No sneak attack on this one.
No sneaking. He already knows I have stabbed him. I will inspiration that one. Because I keep having them.
Okay.
Do better. Come on. Yay! Natural 20.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone gets inspiration.
It added a sneak.
It, for whatever reason, yours is. I rolled it so many times.
It was a 9, so we just subtract 9. Why? Wait, it rolled it like 3 times now. Why did you do that? I need to just start using normal dice, I think.
I'm gonna take the
You have your
7.
Okay. Let's just pick
But
one.
you
They're
get crit damage on top of that. So, 7 plus 8 is 16 points of damage. He goes down.
Don't miss with the mongoose.
Are you doing anything else?
No, that's it. That's my turn.
Okay. The two casters' turns. This first one, who is concentrating on Witch Bolt, is going to use its action to hit it. Use it again, and it's going to aim it at you again, Wakeem. 15 misses though. I can't do much else. The other one is going to. I don't know. The other one's gonna begin concentration on Witch Bolt as well, because it's like the only thing they can do. And it's gonna aim at you again, Wakeem. That's a 19.
At disadvantage.
Does your disadvantage kick in? I can't even look.
Attack roll.
Yeah, let me, the Cloak of Displacement. Yeah, so let me do a second roll. That's 8. So you're doing the dance. Like, one Witch Bolt comes and then you dance and then you shift feet and dance again, and the other Witch Bolt comes and you just kind of dance around them.
I'm quite nimble. Plus, the cloak would also technically project a slight image.
There's a shimmer, yeah. There's also a shimmer where you can kind of like, you're dancing around it, but they're also aiming in the wrong spot.
Yep.
We don't like doing this, but it's late, and we're gonna call it there at the top of this next round.
Damn it.
We gotta call the session. Thank you all for tuning in, sticking with us, and we'll see you next week for the conclusion of this combat and to see what else lies ahead of our now deputized adventurers. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you all for listening.
Take care, everybody. Hope you had fun.
Good night.